Hey there, welcome to the video. Have you ever wondered how you can make money online publishing low and medium content books? Well, today I'm going to be showing you how you can make an extra $2,020 per month on Amazon KDP. And the best part about this is that you don't need any experience or any money at all to get started. All you need is Wi-Fi and your laptop. And by the end of this video, you're gonna have all the steps that you need to start creating profitable books on Amazon. So if you're a beginner looking to make an income online and start a side hustle, or you're just trying to find a new niche, well then this video is for you. But before that, hey guys, my name is Jeff and this channel is all about becoming self-sufficient when it comes to making money online. And right now we're talking about low and medium content publishing on Amazon KDP. So if this sounds interesting to you, feel free to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you never miss a new video. With that being said, let's get started. So what are we talking about today? Well, today we're talking about the Scissor Skills activity book for kids. And what is a Scissor Skills activity book? Well, it's an activity book that's designed to help kids practice and develop their scissor skills. And it typically contains pages with lines, shapes, and patterns for children to cut along. Now, the best part about these types of books is that these books are going to be selling year round because they're in what's called an evergreen niche, which means that they don't depend on seasonality to make sales. Now, I say this time and time again in my videos, but the very first thing that you want to do when you're publishing on Amazon KDP is your niche research. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean, finding out if the niche that you want to get into is something that's going to be profitable and something that's going to be worth it. On top of that, you're going to want to find the keywords that are going to go into your title, your subtitle, and those backend keywords. That's going to allow you the best chance at ranking your book on the first page of Amazon and even being seen on places like Google. Now I'm here on Google and I search up Scissor Skills activity book for kids just to see what comes up on their search results. As we see, if we scroll down, there's some images here. So these two books right here are getting increased visibility coming from Google, which is just helping out their book even more. And if we scroll down a little bit more, we can see right here is an Amazon search result for Scissor Skill workbooks. And then the next one down is this Scissor Skills activity book. So you can see how advantageous it is if you can get your book ranked on Google, because this is just free traffic going to your book. And then if we scroll down a little bit more, look at all these Amazon listings all on the first page of Google for this search term Scissor Skills activity book for kids. While it's not a requirement and it's not a make or break to get your book ranked on Google for the increased visibility, if you can, well, it's just going to lead to more clicks on your books, which is going to lead to more sales for you. Now I'm here on Amazon and I did the same search, Scissor Skills activity book for kids. And the first thing that you're going to see is this purple bar right here. And this comes from a free extension that I use from Self-Publishing Titans called Titans Quick View. It's free to use, so feel free to go ahead and download it so you can see the same information that I'm seeing. Basically, it gives you a niche score as well as information from Amazon, such as the total results, the exact match for this term, how many books are independently published, and then the bestsellers ranks, reviews, as well as price. But the very first thing that I look at when I'm doing niche research is the search results. And right here, we're seeing 719 results. Now, when I'm doing niche research and I'm trying to validate a niche, I like to look for three specific things. Number one, I like to look for search results that are about 1,000 and less, because this is going to tell me that the competition is not so high, so I might have a chance at success for this niche. Number two, I like to look for 3 KDP books that have a search ranking or a BSR of 300,000 and below, because this is going to tell me that there is demand in this niche and that books are selling. And then number three, I like to look for a niche score that's provided by the plugin that I'm using of at least 50 and higher. So we can see that this has 719 search results for the term Scissor Skills activity book for kids. So that's below the 1,000 that I'm looking for. So we're good on step one. Number two now is to go look through the first page here and try to find 3 KDP books that all have a ranking of 300,000 and below. And what we're going to do is anything that we see right here that says sponsored, we're going to disregard, because this is where people pay to get on the top of a certain search term. So the very first one that's an organic listing is actually this one right here. It has a bestsellers badge and it is ranking it at 395. So that's one, and that's well below the 300,000 that we're looking for. So let's move on and try to find 2 more. And let's keep scrolling down here. I see another one right here, a Princess Scissor Skills activity book that's ranking it at 93,000. So that's book number 2. And then we have this book right here that is ranking in at 193,000. The book next to it is 44,000. And let's just look some more at the rest of this first page. We have another book right here ranking in at 118,000, and another book right here ranking in at 189,000, 197,000, 237,000, 106,000, and so on and so forth. So we can see there's a lot of demand for this niche and specifically this keyword. And then with the niche score of 63, that's above the 50 that we're looking for. So this satisfies all 3 of my requirements, which is basically telling me that there is potential to have some success in this niche. Now, if we go ahead and look at an example and take a closer look so we can get to know the interiors of this type of book, let's go ahead and look at this one. So we can see this says Scissor Skills Preschool Activity Book. It has the #1 bestsellers badge, which, believe it or not, is going to increase the sales that you have and is going to boost your book even more. It has a 4.7 out of 5 rating and almost 2,000 ratings overall. So this is a very, very popular book. If we look at the description a little more, we can see there's 50 plus activities to practice. It's priced at 8.5 by 11, so it has 108 pages overall, which is typical of this book. And it has a price point of $3.99, which is a lot lower than the average price for this type of book, which I would say is about $6.99 or $7.99. Now, if we scroll down here to look at this graph, this is going to tell us the historical ranking of the book. So this is for the last 30 days. We can see that it's actually performing a little bit better the last 2 weeks. If we go 90 days, 6 months to a year, we can kind of see the performance of the book. And then if we go all time, then we can get a bigger understanding of how the book is ranking. And the reason why the line disappears here is because it's actually pretty much at 0. So we're not going to see that. But when the book first came out, you can see that it already had success. And then by the time January 2023 came, the ranking just dropped. And it's basically maintained this ranking since January 2023. And it doesn't seem like it's slowing down anytime soon. And we can see all these reviews right here just racking up. Now, if we scroll down some more to try to look at some A+ content, we're going to see that here is some A+ content for this book. This is where publishers can highlight the book even more, get the customer a little bit of a glimpse of the inside. So we can see this is one of the interiors of the book. This is going to give you an idea of how the interiors are put together. And then here are a few more interiors. Here's a watermelon one, cut the zigzag lines, color and cut the flower, cut the lines, color and cut the squares, cut the standing lines. And everyone that is publishing should actually be using A+ content because this is a free thing to do and it will actually increase your sales. Now, if you want to learn how to do A+ content, I put together a video on this. And so if you want to watch it, go ahead and click somewhere on the screen right now or go to the link in the description and I'll put the video down in there. But if we go ahead and take the bestsellers rank and put it into a sales calculator to see how much it's estimated to be making, we can see that with a BSR of 395, 108 pages, priced at $3.99, that this book is making about 276 sales per day. That equates to about 8,280 books per month, or in money terms, that's $67 per day in royalties or $2,020 in monthly passive royalties. Now, making over $2,000 a month on one simple book is actually pretty incredible because this is actually passive income, meaning that when you publish a book on Amazon, it's going to stay there forever, basically. And Amazon's going to do most of the selling and your book is going to sell month after month and year after year without you ever having to touch it ever again. Now, the next part is how to make these types of interiors. And the great thing is there's actually a couple different ways to do this. Now, the first way I'm going to show you is actually with Photoshop. And this is a pretty neat way in creating these types of interiors. Now, I've already gone and uploaded this image onto Photoshop, but I basically got this from Creative Fabrica from this listing right here. And this is a great way to find these types of graphics for this type of interior. So now what you want to do is you want to open your file on Photoshop. And then after that, you want to pick out one of these images. So for example, let's go with this popsicle right here. So in order to do that, I'm just going to go ahead and choose this lasso tool right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and click and drag around the popsicle until I select it all like that. And then what I want to do is I want to go ahead, select right here and inverse it so it selects everything else but the popsicle, because we want to delete the rest of these images because we just want this popsicle. So I'll just hit backspace on the keyboard. Let's go ahead and move the popsicle here to the middle. And then what we want to do is choose the paint bucket tool right here, and then make sure that the front square is white. Usually it's black, so you can just flip it or choose the white, and then go ahead and click anywhere outside of the popsicle, and you can see it turns it white. So now we're ready to work on this popsicle. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and click this magic wand tool and click anywhere outside of the popsicle, and it will select all the white space. We want to go ahead and go to select and then go to inverse. And that's basically going to just select the popsicle. Now the next part is to go back to select. And now what we're going to do is click on modify, and then we want to expand. So you can play around with this, but basically the bigger the number, the farther out from the popsicle that the border is going to be. So for this one, I'm just going to go ahead and choose 60. And as you can see, it puts a border around the popsicle. So now what we want to do is we want to make this a work path. So go ahead and right click on your mouse and then go down to here where it says make work path. And then you want to play around with the tolerance. So basically the higher the tolerance, the less detailed it's going to be. So for this image, we're going to go ahead and just stick with 3 and press OK. And as you can see, there is now a line around it. And so the next part is to go ahead and create a new layer. So new layer and then press OK. And so now that we have that new layer created, we're going to go back to the left-hand side and look for the pen tool. And once we click on the pen tool, it's going to give us some options right here. So we want to go ahead and click on shape, and it's going to look something like this. So now we have this dashed outline. So what we want to do now is to mess around with it. We can go ahead and go to the left-hand side here and click on this rectangle tool. And then it's going to come up with these options right here where we can play around with certain things like the line. So if I change this, you can see that it changes it into dots, but we want the dashed lines. We can change the color. I can choose red. I can choose green. You're going to want to choose black, but for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and choose blue. And then we can play around with the pixels, just how thick it is. As you can see, you can play around with the thickness of the lines. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick with this right here. And then if you go ahead and click on the arrow right here, you can play around with some more options right here. So you can change the alignment. So this one is in the center of the line. You can go inside of the line or outside of the line, like so. We're just going to click on the inside, and then you can change the cap, which is the end of the line. So if I click to here, you can see it becomes rounded, and then this one's squared off, but we're going to go ahead and just choose this, and as well as the corners, which you're not going to see change much in this image, but this is the selection for that. And then you can even choose more options here and play around with the stroke. And then, for example, if I change the dash to 1, you can see what happens. Let's put it back to 4. With the gap, you can see what happens when I put it to 1, or if I put it to 5, or put it back to 2. The dash, if I put a 1, you can see what happens there. This is just a way to fine tune your outline. So once you press OK and you're good with it, all you have to do is go ahead and save your image, and you're ready to insert it into your interior. Now, if you want a way to make these interiors faster, then you can just go to a site like Creative Fabrica where they already have the interiors done for you. So here I am on Creative Fabrica, and I did a search for scissor skills. And then I went ahead and filtered it out by coloring pages and books kids, KDP interiors, as well as coloring pages and books right here. And then as we can see, there's over 1,300 results found. And if we take a quick look, we can see all of the types of scissor skills interiors that's already done and ready for you to upload. There's things like cute scissor skills, animals, Easter, truck, camping, winter, back to school, dinosaur, farm animals, insects, ants, unicorn, mermaid, Halloween, monster truck, and so on and so forth. There's just a wide range and a wide variety of options here to choose from. So all you would have to do is find something that you like, go ahead and download it, and then it'll be ready for you to upload onto KDP. Now, if you're gonna go this route, what I suggest is actually not to just upload it the way that you get it from Creative Fabrica, but instead to go ahead and download a bunch of interiors and to mix and match them so that you have something a little bit more original, a little bit more custom, and even upload them onto a free program like Canva to make edits, modify it, add elements, and make it a little bit of your own so that you don't upload the same interiors that everyone else is doing. Now, the next part is the all-important keyword research, and you're going to need to do this in order to get your book seen, ranked, and sold. Now, what I like to do when I first start keyword research is just to use the main keyword. And in this case, it's scissor skills. And so what I would do is I would just go onto the Amazon search bar and type in scissor skills and see what comes up. And then we can see there's a lot of keyword suggestions that come up here. And so I would take a glance and see which ones apply to the type of book that I'm wanting to make. And then I would go ahead and copy and paste it into a spreadsheet so that I can analyze it a little bit more later when I'm done collecting keywords. So for example, for this one, I will go ahead and download all suggestions and then keep track of the ones that apply to my book. But for example, this scissor skills activity book for kids ages 4 to 8, this kind of keyword I would keep track of. And then I noticed that a lot of them says activity right here. So I will go and just put activity right here and see what comes up. You know, at the end of the day, there's really no correct way to just find your keywords. It's just trying to do whatever you can to find as many types of keywords that apply to the type of book that you're making. All you're doing is experimenting with different variations, and you just have to be creative and look at lots of different books, see what their titles are. So for example, here, I would copy and download this list, put it on my spreadsheet, and then I would say maybe 4, and then I will go ahead and download all this, put it on my spreadsheet. And then another thing that you can do is you can scroll down the listings here and just look at the titles. So for example, this one right here says cut and paste. And from what I know, cut and paste is essentially the same thing as scissor skills. So now we can try and look at cut and paste. So all of these show up right here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste that. And then I'll go ahead and books 4. So I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this. And another tip is you can go through the alphabet. So for example, cut and paste books 4. So I can type in A, copy all this, B, copy all this, C, copy all this, D, copy all this, and so on and so forth until you just come up with a large list of keywords that end up looking like this. As you can see, I have a bunch of keywords here already. It's a list of over 70 targeted keywords for scissor skills activity book, as well as the cut and paste activity book, because they're essentially the same. And as you can see, I've already done all the analysis on all of these keywords. For things like the search results that we talked about in the beginning, I keep track of that. I also go through every single keyword and every single first page and answer the question of, is there 3 KDP books that have a ranking of 300,000 or below? And as you can see, I've answered all of them. And then I keep track of the average BSR on the first page, as well as the niche score that it shows. And I do this for every single keyword here. And sometimes this can take hours, and at times, if the list is big enough, it can take days. But this is what it's going to take to be successful with Amazon KDP. You're going to have to put the work in, especially with keyword research, which is probably the most boring thing to do, but it's also one of the most important things to do in order to get your book ranked on Amazon. Because if you don't do this, the chances of your book ever being seen is probably not very good. But since you made it to the end of this video, I want to go ahead and give you access to this list of keywords. It's going to be in my Gumroad shop. The link is down below. So go ahead, feel free to download them and start making this type of book so you can start making some passive income online today. Well, there you have it. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you're able to implement it into your low and medium content publishing on Amazon KDP. If you have any questions, let me know down below. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss a new video. With that being said, thanks for watching. Bye for now.